must have been quite a welfare office.
It was. Everyone had a poignant story. They're writing the play of their own accord.
No notes, no outline?
Well, this isn't a thriller, Sidney. It's not dependent on intricate plotting and contrived theatrics. Now, these are real people. All I'm doing is bringing them on, letting them spill out their dreams and frustrations, their anger at the bureaucracy.
Joe Pat will have a messenger at the door any minute.
I was thinking of him as a possible producer. Do you know?
Slightly. Let me see a few pages.
Sure, if you like to. Do you know what, though? I'd rather wait till the draft was done. Yeah, I'll give you the whole thing in one big glorious bundle. Would you mind?
Of course not. What's another hour or so?
Yeah, it's going to take about 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
At that rate, you're going to have a trilogy by then.
Nothing doing?
I'm thinking.
Why don't you invite her over? Tengor. Maybe talking with her might spark something.
I think we should risk having her on the premises.
Well, maybe not when the moon is full, but any other time, why not? Look at the egg she laid on the Merv Griffin show.
Well, she got rattled by Peter Hurkos when he mentioned all her husbands in such detail.
Oh, by the way, Belle Forster called before you came down. Wanted to know if she could come bring a casserole or come sew a button. I told her I'm managing just fine.
Oh, don't. We don't want to break the flow now, do we? Porter, it's good to see you. Come on in.
How are you, Sidney?
Doing fairly well, thanks.
There are a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Am I disturbing you?
Not at all. Glad of the chance to take a break. How come you're not in the city?
Oh, I have to be in New Haven by noon. The secretary?
Yes.
Oh, my, what a fast typist.
He is, isn't he? Come meet him. Clifford. This is Clifford Anderson, my friend Porter Milgrim.
How do you do?
How do you do, sir? I would say my attorney, but then he would bill me.
Oh, I'm going to anyway. This is a business call. Oh, partly at least.
Clifford was at the seminar I conducted last July, and he asked me then about a secretarial position. So when Myra passed on, I realized I would need someone to lend a hand. So I called him. Next day, here he was.
Well, you have the typewriter, you will travel.
That was very good of you.
Well, it's a privilege to be of help of someone like Mr. Brule.
Oh. Well, would you look at this? Why, isn't this a beauty?
Partner's desk.
Well, where'd you find it?
In Wilton. Happened on it last week. Makes more sense than cluttering the room with 2 single ones.
Cost a pretty penny, I'll bet.
Well, it's deductible.
Yes. Well, they can't very well quibble over a writer's desk, now can they? Wait till Elizabeth sees this.
Oh, how is she?
Fine.
And the girls?
Couldn't be better. You know, Kathy loves Vassar.
And Vassar versa, I'm sure. Sit down.
Hey, should I go get the groceries now? Then you and Mr. Milgrim can talk in private?
Would you mind?
Nah, got to do it sometime before dinner, might as well.
All right. Oh, be with you in a second, Porter.
Oh, take your time. I haven't started the clock yet. You know, I love this room.
Isn't it nice? It's a pleasure working here.
He's looking well.
Yes, he's picked up over the past few days. It's pretty bad the first week, though. Cried every night. Could hear him plainly. He's drinking heavily, too.
Ah.
But he'll pull through. The work is a great solace to him.
Oh, I'm sure it must be. You know, I've always envied my writer clients on that account. I tried to write a play once.
Oh?
About the Supreme Court justice I most admire. But even the title was a problem. Frankfurter.
20 enough?
It's too much. He was just going for salad things, milk, Gunnar Gibson's.
Oh, get some yogurt, too. Anything but crude.
Oh, hey, you aren't in the driveway, are you?
No, I pulled over on the side.
Well, it was nice meeting you, or see you later, whichever it turns out to be.
I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again. Pleasant young fellow. Good looking, too.
Yes. Do you think he's gay? Homosexual?
Oh, I know what gay means, Sidney. Elizabeth told me long ago. No, he didn't strike me that way.
I have a sneaking suspicion he might be. But as long as he does his job properly, it's really not my business, is it?
Well, in essence, he is a domestic employee, and under such circumstances, his sexual preference could be a legitimate matter of concern.
I wasn't asking for a legal opinion. I was just saying it's really not my business.
Oh. Well, in that case, no, it isn't.
Besides, people would talk about took in a female secretary, wouldn't they?
If she were under 80.
That's what I thought. So, I called Clifford.
I'm glad to see you looking so well. That's the main reason I've come. I was delegated by Elizabeth, and the Westons and the Harveys. You know, that young man has been discouraging all callers, and we were worried you might be in worse shape than he was letting on. But, you know, obviously that's not the case.
No, I'm just not up to socializing at the moment, but I'm coming through. The work is a great solace to me.
Well, what are you on to now?
A play about ESP. Helga Tendorf is in the McBain cottage, you know.
Yes, I do. Tell me, is it true what everyone's saying, that... Do you mind talking about this?
No. Oh, go ahead.
Well, is it true that she actually pointed to the spot on the floor where Myra was going to fall?
Oh, no. Nothing like that. Nothing at all like that. All she did was come in here and say, so there's pain, great pain in this lady's chest. And Myra said, well, there's slight pain. And she said, still, with your history, you should see a doctor, which is what I've been telling Myra for days.
You know, it's uncanny. Being able to sense things that way. I would think you'd be able to write a very fine thriller on the subject.
It's coming along. Business time.
Yes. The first item on the agenda is your will. Now that Myra's gone, you really ought to look it over. As it stands, if anything should happen to you, your cousins in Vancouver would inherit. Do you want to leave it that way?
No, I'll have to think about it.
Do. Don't put it off. This is the second item. It's only approximate because I don't have the up-to-date appraisals on the real estate just yet, but that is roughly what you can anticipate. Well, give or take a few $1,000s.
I didn't know it was this much.
Well, then Myra must have been keeping a few secrets. She knew, but her records were in apple pie order.
And how much of this is the government going to grab?
Well, not too much, really. First $250,000 of that is exempt from federal taxes, and the state tax, which starts at $50,000, it's only a few percent. There is one more point, Sidney. I was talking to Maury Escher at the planning board meeting last night. He told me you spoke to him about selling off a few acres.
Well, I'm not sure I will now.
You can't. Well, not yet, anyhow. You have to wait till the will goes through probate.
Well, I knew that. I was just asking him what he thought I could get.
Oh, well then he was jumping the gun, not you. I just wanted to make sure you were clear on the point. Well, end of business. You've gotten off cheap.
Yeah, I'm lucky.
So, what's the procedure? You dictate and he types?
No, I do my own typing. I'll have him retype the finished product, of course, and he does the letters.
Is that what he was doing before? Letters?
No, a play of his own.
Oh, the seminar, of course.
Started it yesterday, probably finish it tomorrow.
You know, I hope he's not stealing your ESP idea. Have you discussed it with him?
What makes you say that?
He locked what he was working on into that drawer. Unobtrusively, but I noticed. Well, then again, maybe he's afraid you'll steal his idea.
Hardly. Like at a welfare office? The dreams and frustrations of half a dozen people you'd rather not spend an evening with?
He's worked in a welfare office.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Might simply be force of habit, then. People in large offices often lock their desks.
Unobtrusively? Just the reverse, I'd have thought. Hey, everybody, I am locking my desk.
It might simply be force of habit, then. Look, I'm sorry if I've worried you. A suspicious legal mind. Probably he's exactly what he seems, an honest and helpful young man. Completely trustworthy.
Yes, probably.
Well, I'd better get moving if I want to be in New Haven by noon. Trustees luncheon at Old Eli. Thank you. Has the check from the insurance company come yet?
No, it hasn't.
I'll write them a letter, first thing in the morning.
Thanks, I'd appreciate it.
Will you come have dinner with us?
In a week or so, I'm sure I'll be ready to face the world again.
Good enough. Take care.
Thanks, you too. Oh, give my love to Elizabeth.
I will.
And the girls.